Hi everyone, and welcome back to Crafter Day Saturday. This is episode 2 of a series of videos where I feature games with different crafting and or building mechanics. First episode featured a build that I had done in Fallout 4 many years ago. Today features a game called Empyrion Galactic Survival. I just want to apologize to the people who are paying attention because this is being posted on a Sunday. Because it turns out when I recorded this yesterday, which included the intro, the outro, and the video itself, I had my mic muted the whole time. So when I went to edit the videos, I was left confused as to why there was no audio. It was just me going. So yeah, unfortunately I didn't have enough time yesterday to re-record it and fix it and get it up on Saturday. So episode 2 of Crafter Day Saturday is actually being posted on Sunday. I apologize. Going forward, I hope to get these out on Saturdays. But back to the game that I will be featuring today, called Empyrion Galactic Survival. It is, I would say it's Minecraft meets or had a baby with No Man's Sky, but with a little less polished. You'll see what I mean when I play the game. It's a fun game. It's a great game. And it's got a couple features that I will show off that I really, really enjoyed when it comes to building stuff. What else was I going to say? I lost it. I lost my train of thought. Well, that being said, I guess let's get into it. Here we go with Empyrion Galactic Survival. What I was going to say, and I totally lost it in the intro, this game, as far as I know, is on PC only. So before anybody crawls up my butt about being a PC purist, I am not. I ultimately prefer console gaming. It's just more relaxing. I can sit back with just a controller. I don't have to I have bad posture. And with PC gaming, I have to kind of sit upright and, use a mouse, use a keyboard. I don't like it as much. I still do it, but PS5 is my go-to. But anyways, moving on. So here we are, Empyrion Galactic Survival. This is a really cool crafting survival game. So just to give you an idea, if we go into survival mode, you can pick different starter planets. So we have Akua, which is your temperate. This is your kind of easy start. You have your ice planet where you have to deal with freezing a lot. It's a pain in the butt. I have done it. Not very fun. Skylon is a desert planet, so water becomes an issue. And then we have the toxic alien swamp of Masperon, which oxygen becomes, like breathable air becomes a bit of an issue. But anyways, and then you can change the seed number, so your start is different and the layouts of the planets are different. So there's so many combinations, it's ridiculous. I think this is a 6-digit number, and you can go up to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9 digits. So yeah, you can randomize it. Anyways, and each seed has a different start layout, so that's kind of cool. But the features I really wanted to show off were in creative mode. So we will start on, we'll go temperate, sure. Wait for the game to load. As you can kind of see, that's a hovercraft. Yeah, I used to play this game quite a bit. I built a lot of stuff. I highly recommend if you do pick up this game. It's on Steam. And if you check out the community page, there are lots of vehicles and whatnot designed by other people that play the game. So I just hit the G button. That puts me into God mode, so I can kind of fly around at my own. If I turn it off, then I'm stuck with just this. But anyways, we'll turn back on. So, we'll go back over here. I think it's, well, you can start off in this crate. So you have hover vessels, small vessels, capital vessels, and bases. And each one of these is a core. So let's actually do this. Let's go... Let's do... Yeah, we'll do base. Start a base. So you can do planet-based bases or orbital bases. The different colors up here represent the different... So you got blue for hover vessel, green for small vessel, capital vessel, base. So these blocks are for bases and capital vessels. These blocks are for hover vehicles and small. So we'll take that. So this is just kind of a starter, but if you come out of here and you hit your H button, you have all the different... So you can put lava down, you can put water down, you can put stairs, windows, carbon composite, armored concrete, some railings, some xeno blocks, all kinds of stuff. And then you get into your, these are your resources that you collect throughout the game. But if you go into here, so here you have your jet engines, your O2 tanks, warp drive, O2 stations, big thrusters, generators, fuel tanks, all that stuff. Everything you need to build a vehicle. So I'm just going to do this as a quick example. So what you would do is you take this, you lay your core down, and it starts a new base. Then you can go to here and you can start building. Boom. 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 Now, one really cool feature that I like, especially when you get into huge builds, is you have this... That's what I wanted. Symmetry plane. So you set that up. And if you cancel out of that, so then when you build on this side, it builds on the other side too. I just pointed, you can't, my hand's not in the screen, you can't see that, but anyways. So yeah, it fills out like that. So if you're going for something really huge, you can cut down on time. You can also set up XYZ, which is your... Oop. What did I do here? Let's turn that one off. So that's your horizontal plane. So if you build... well, let's do this. Let's go... Can I build? It won't let me. Okay, so let's do this. We'll go boop. Oh, so if we do this, and then we go into here, and we set up our X plane like that, then theoretically, if we build down here, it builds up above. Very cool. Very cool. And then, of course, you have your XY. So you can actually do on like that. Everything's centered. So if you build here, it builds on all four corners. Very cool feature. Very cool. I like it. More building games need that. It's incredible. Another really cool thing that I like about this whole game in general. Turn that off. When you build something, you can save it as a blueprint. So in here, I have my blueprint manager. You have your bases, you have your hover vehicles. Sorry, it's taking a bit to load. You have your small vehicles, your capital ships, and this is just everything. So, if you see right here, I'll find my little starter. This is my little Super Scout that I built. This is your level 7, so it's very early game. And you can see right here, copper ingots, carbon substrate, iron ingots, silicon ingots. So in the single player campaign, what you can do, instead of building stuff in it without the use of God mode, which let me tell you is a pain in the ass, you can come into creative mode, build whatever you want, save it as a blueprint, and then in the game you gather these materials, you put them into this blueprint, and then you just spawn it, and boom, you have yourself your vehicle. So this was my basic little fighter that I built, or scout, or whatever. It's for getting around. No, I want to pop. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you got your yawing, your pitch, and your roll. Pretty cool. Alright, so then, that's my little fighter. It's got some guns, it's got some storage, it's got some storage, and yeah. So I get that early in the game, and that's what I use to get around. So then, what I would also build, oops, that is the wrong button. If I go into my bases, I have, I think, I thought I had a little, yeah, little 5 start base spawn. Wait for it, there it is. Let's just come out of God mode here for a second, there we go. So you can, I think if you page down, yeah, so then you can sink it into the ground a bit, and boom, you have a little starter base. So it's made with wood, because wood is easy to come by early in the game. Get that out of the way so you can kind of see. We'll go, hit the P button, this is the stats of the thing. So you can fill your oxygen, fill your fuel. And then, yeah, you come in here, there's a bunch of motion sensor lights, so the lights don't stay on when you're not at the base and drain your battery. Seator Force. Seator Force. What the heck is that? Anyways. Built this a long time ago. I don't really remember what my little acronyms stand for anymore. So we got our containers, storage, some empty space that you can put whatever you want, and then you got kind of a big ass bedroom here, suite, closet, bed, nice view depending where you put, sorry, I'll slow that down, nice view depending where you plant your base, a kitchen, and yeah, just all the little, what the, oh, this is eventually for a little teleporter. And this is a pressure plate, so when you step on it, the teleporter activates, because teleporters draw a lot of energy. So it's better to have it, and you can teleport to it without it being powered. You just can't teleport from it. So you walk on here, the teleport turns on. Actually, you know what? Let's, can I, devices, yeah, that's the trigger plate. So if we go teleport. Let's go teleporter. Right? So that's that one. So then if we go into here, and the reason I don't have the teleporter already in here is because they don't become available till later on. Let's find it. Is it this one? Yeah. So then I can put this here. There's a way to, oh yeah, rotate. So right now it's on. If I click on it, I can teleport. If I had other teleporters set up, I can teleport to them, blah, blah, blah. But what's really cool is if I go into here, and let me see if I remember how I can do this. Signal logic? Yes, on, off. Not signal logic. Man, it's been a hot minute since I played this, I apologize. But basically in here there should be... this? Oh. Oh, here we go. So if I do teleporter. Enter. And then if I go to the teleporter, I should be able to, yes, there we go. So right now it's off, and when I step onto it with the pressure plate, it turns on, and then I can teleport. And as soon as I come off it, it turns off. So because power is a concern in this game, that is a pretty cool thing you can do. So, starter base, starter aircraft. Now, later on into the game, I would spawn something like... that's boring. Let's go this one. Ocean facility. It's big, so it takes a minute to load. So, if I go over to the water. Now, I want to set it down. I'm pretty sure I designed it to kind of be like... Ooh, too much, I think. Like that. Yes, now I would have normally had this part probably on the shore so that you could drive onto it. And then as you approach this big blast door opens, you drive down here into my base. And if you kind of look, yeah, that's... I designed it so these are kind of like pools. It's pretty cool. And then I think you come in here. Oh no, I didn't do. Okay. I believe there's a way you can build underwater. This is just solid. But anyways, so we have our supply storage, we have our control tower here. Now this was an early build, I didn't get too detailed. This is my oxygen or fuel facility, I guess. Couple of landing zones, and then I think, yeah, there's little sensors here so that once the ship comes in it lights up, and once the ship leaves it turns off. Color coded for different landing zones. Over here, this is my solar farm. That's kind of separate. And I did some underwater power conduits that run to the main base. Just some just some details. So then if you come over here, I really like, it's very square the way you build things. Like, this is it, you can't really rotate, it rotates just 90 degrees and that's it. So I used angled pieces to kind of give the centerpiece a 45 turn compared to the rest of the base. So I think that kind of turned out sort of neat. Let's turn God mode off. Oh, one thing, that's another really cool thing about this game. Yeah, so let's go H. Let's grab, oh, I have it here. Okay, good. So we'll put that there. We'll just trash those, we don't need them. So this is your color tool. So one thing you can do is, let's just go like this, for example, and we'll pick the color. Actually, let's do this, and let's do orange. So you can do just one panel, like that. Or, if you, let's throw a block down somewhere. I'll just throw it right here, sure. Cool. So if you go back into the normal button, if you right click, you come into this, you can click this little button, apply to whole block, and then pick the color again, and then it does the whole block. But another really cool thing, so say I don't like this kind of camel pattern I was going for. So what I would do is This one? Replace mode. Yes. I believe that's what I want. So let's change it to... Let's change it to this, and let's make it... Fuck it, let's make it pink. And I believe if I click this button... Yeah, it changes every block that's that color to the new color. So that's a quick way to repaint something, if you so choose. So yeah, pretty cool. This is my little... let's change it to something else. Let's change it back to gray. And let's change it to... just the standard block. Boom. So now my base looks... Actually, let's make it... Oh, another thing I'm going to do is if you go into here, you can set your global time to daylight. And you can turn that off so it won't progress to night while you're building. Gray is kind of boring. Let's go white. There we go. Sure. Why not? So yeah, a little parking bay for some of my harbor vehicles. What else? Let's go into the main tower. The main tower here. This is the elevator. So we go up to our... This is all kind of just detail. So this is our first level, kind of our welcome lobby. And if you come out here, there's little like patio areas with TV. Because outdoor TV, why not? It's the future. Maybe the TV can survive the rain. Back into the elevator. We shall go up one more. So this is my med bay. With a view. So people can look in and see all the sick people. Very private. This is my kind of fabrication room. For building stuff. Auto versus manual. I don't remember what that means exactly, but I think it's auto is so these are always on, and then you switch it to manual so that they're not on, and then if you click on here, it'll turn on. I think is what I had set up. Something like that. Anywho. Like, it's a pretty powerful building thing. I mean, you can put... This is just a... If you go into the texture gun... These lights here are just this color with this, and then I have it set to... Not the whole block, but just that. And then it will just paint the bottom side of that 3D block. So, let's... change it just so I can show an example. Let's change it to blue. It's a bit tricky to aim with that door. There we go. So just like that. And just like that, you add, and it casts light, which again, I'm pointing, you can't see that, but it generates light that shines onto the objects around it, which is so cool. Okay, what's up here? Oh, this is my teleporter room. My server room with all the cables running every which way. There's the core. So that core that I put down when I was showing the building off the beginning, that's this. You can... I believe once you start an object, you can delete the core and then move it to a different spot, which is how I got it up on this upper level. This is a space for... a shield generator, which if I... Where is the shield generator? Is it that guy? Gravity generator. Don't need that. They changed the look of some stuff here. Energy walkways? Oh my goodness, I am gonna have to modify the members of the main shield. There have been some updates since the last time I visited this game. I want to check out these energy walkways. That sounds so cool. What do we got? Ramps. Walkway. I don't know where to use this. Okay, well, let's finish the tour before I play around with that for a bit. So then you come up into here, and these are my quarters. Now this, everything, all the bases I've designed are for single player use only. So this living space is mine, and nobody else's. And I did not build the living spaces for anybody else. This is just for me to use in the game. So yeah, there's my control tower with a big ass radar on it. I want to check out these energy walkways. I apologize. I know I'm supposed to be, well, you know, it's part of crafter day, I guess. So let's, turn the god mode off, please. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I apologize. Yeah, okay, good. Yes. That's not a walkway, that's a wall. Okay. Energy walkway. Energy walkways are used like normal walkway blocks. There are different sizes and transition pieces. Huh. I wonder, there we go. Stabbed. Put it. Good Lord, what have I done? Anyways, I shall play with this another day, but cool. Energy walkways. I want to rotate you. There, that's what I wanted. Yeah, so if I put that, there we go. Nice. It's an energy walkway. That's cool. What else we got? Ramps. Quarter walkway. I don't know what that does. What is that? I don't know. Very interesting. Okay, so anyways, that is one of the first bases I built. It's meant to be placed on the water. Oh, these are turrets. Right. So if I go into here, nope, that's not what I wanted. Main turrets and weapons. This is cool. Check this out. Here's my turrets that surround my base. So if I don't need them, I can turn them off. Hence the caution and the barriers around them. Right, forgotten I'd put those there. Let's just have a look. From on high. That is the base. My water base. Over there are furnaces which melt down raw ore into their metal forms, like copper and iron and all that stuff. Oh, I do have a roof balcony thingamajigger. And then just some details. So that's that base. And let's not go into here. Let's spawn some more stuff. let's go into here. Yeah. So this is my late game go-to vehicle with some rail guns and some turrets and some plasma weaponry and some machine guns. So this thing's cool because when you approach it from the back, normally it'd be on the ground. It's not right now, but normally it is. So if you come here, there's a sensor that opens the rear ramp. Come in here and it closes. And then we walk. So I got all the, let's turn my light on. It's very compact. Again, it's meant for single player. But I love the way this thing feels when I'm flying it. It is very responsive. And if I come in here, I can't remember. Stop. Okay. Rotate aircraft, so then you go. Try and center it some more, and then you land. You should hear a ka-chunk. And then I come back here. And I'm landed. So yeah, this is my endgame go-to utility aircraft. Does combat, does cargo hauling. Oop. Yeah, you gotta kind of wait for the ramps to finish before you can walk on them, or it fucks up. Is there anything? No, let's go. Okay, take off again, and then we shall proceed to space to show off one final build. Again, if you go to the community page, there are tons of builds, and the cool thing is you can download them and bring them into your game and modify them to your needs in creative mode. And then you save the blueprint and you spawn it in the game. It's very cool. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I apologize. Okay, so we're gonna stop. God mode on. So I'm in space. Now this is a space base that I made. And it is big. There it is. As you can kind of see, I did use the symmetry planes for quite a bit of it. But then once you get inside, so what I'm going to do is get back to this. Earth. Oh God. Oh God. Pilot. Thank you. Okay. Turn. Mouse controls. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. This thing is quite responsive. I believe if you hit O, yeah, that levels you out. So you come flying in here, and right about here, my landing lights kick on, which I'm kind of proud of that. And then if you go over here, oop, boy, this thing is. So we'll line up like that. We'll do that. Now it says move back. We're gonna move back. Try and keep it center. Right there. Boom. Then we'll turn this guy off. Oh, actually, I want to sit in here. I want to turn God mode off and then go like that. Okay, so then we come back here. Open up into my base. Turn the light off. Don't need it. So that was the landing, and then the exit is the same. If I switch here, when I get to there, the green lights mean you can go, and you can proceed out there. When I was doing this video yesterday, I realized that right when I got to about here, I'm floating. So my gravity generator has a range, and I'm outside of it. But I built these like emergency evacuation doors just for whatever. So you flick the switch, the alarm comes on telling everybody, hey, we're opening prepare to evacuate. Little detail that I added. Over here is my main storage area with some catwalks for just detail purposes. Glass roof. You can't really see the glass, but there is glass there. I think you can. How did I do this yesterday? That there. I think if you go to this and you right click to rotate transparency, right? So then you can go, I'll do it over here where there's some color, but you can tint the windows. But unfortunately you have to tint each one at a time. And really, I like the clearness. Gives it a little more light. A little more light. Okay, turn God mode off. So we come into our main elevator, and if we go down, this takes us into our grow area for growing different plants and foods and whatnot. So you can turn each grow plate on. So that's number 2. Light comes on. And then if you look over here, there's a little display. So what I can do is I can go into this. And each one of these, I believe I can edit somehow. I thought. Maybe. Oh, there. So if I go backspace, 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 and I go say lavender. I don't know. It's just the first thing I thought of plant-wise. Then if we cancel out of here, cancel out of there, then if we go over here, it says lavender. And so you can fill in each one with whatever you plant, which is kind of cool. Yep, moving on. Oh, down further. So then this is my main engineering / engine room. And I kind of went with the like Star Trek-y sort of shields around each of the power generators. This is my shield generator. And over here, power, and then I think gravity. Yeah, that's my gravity generator right there. Apparently I need to build another one because there's spots in this thing that have no gravity. Switch to God mode here and kind of show you the details that I put. I got conduits and whatnot running everywhere and little power capacitors. So each one of those, like this right here, is, oh, and I moved it. Is it this one? So if you go here, you got all different kinds of shapes to work with. These are your cubes and ramps, curved pieces. This is what I use, these ones for conduits, stuff like that. But then that little piece, so there's different, is this thing, and it's just a pillar. And then what you do is you get this handy dandy tool, you right click, you got that, let's do yellow, and then you, yeah, okay, yellow, and then you paint that. And then you can go into here. Oh, no, it was right there. And you can do that. It paints that. And then I did like this one. And I don't know why it closes out as soon as you pick a color. But anyways, I believe it's that guy. So that's what I did for the inside, like that and that. And then this rest of it, you can just kind of do whatever. Let's do white, and let's do this one. So yeah. That particular piece, you can get quite a bit of detail out of it for just a single piece. And the brighter the color you use, the more glowy bits you can kind of get. So these are white. And these white light trims show up. Same with that. So yeah, pretty cool game with a pretty cool building mechanic. And like you can paint, you're not stuck with one material. So different blocks. Let's do this. I'll just show you quick. Let's go H. And we'll go to building blocks. So you got your, let's do Xenos. Lava and water I haven't seen yet, so we'll check those out. Armored concrete. Box. Grow plots, yeah. And then you got your carbon composite, which I'm gonna put right there. I'm gonna put those away. So if we go, okay, so that's that one. And we'll go steel. Oops. We'll go lava. We'll go water. And we'll go like that. So then if you click this and you click on that box, so this, I mean, most of them are the same, but if you get, I thought there was, yeah, so there's a couple different ones for the, oh no, those are all the same too. But I think if you go in here, yeah. So then you got your different alien textures that you can do. Ugh. Now, is there anything for lava? I wonder what you can do with lava. Nothing. Lava is lava. Can you change the color of the lava? No. Can't change anything for the water. Armored concrete. Oh, so you got different concrete textures, which is very cool. Let's see. Let's go. And then we'll go here and see what that does. Ugh, yeah. We got that. So yeah. It's kind of cool. I really like it. Base. Yes, back to the base. Main elevator, down is engine room, up. Let's turn God mode off for this again. So if you come up to about here, this is my control tower with some NPCs that do nothing but stand there and look pretty. Yeah. There was, oh yeah, little floating digital keyboard. I did not design the keyboard. I borrowed the design because it's, I think the projector is up here. You click on, oh, sorry, am I controlling? Yeah, see, I just copy and pasted this code. And then you can, if you, oops, sorry. So then you can set your rotation, your position, your height, blah, blah, blah. And that put it there. These screens are all pre-built into this decoration, so nobody designed those. What else? What else? What else? Let's go up another level. This is again another server room. Wireless. So this is very cool. So if you have an aircraft and it's got a bunch of stuff in the cargo bay, you can fly within range of this, which I can't remember what the range is, but it's pretty far, so you don't have to land right at the base. You can fly into range and then transfer everything once you're in range of this wireless signal, which is very cool. I like it. I think it's F4? Yeah. So, anyways, server room, there's the core. Moving on up, we have our med bay with all the different rooms. Again, I don't know why I made it not private, but it isn't. Rooms with a view. Hey dude, I'm getting my dermal parasite removed. Check it out. For all of the universe to see. Yeah, some roofing details. I like the blue against the white, so that's kind of the theme I went to, which should have been Pretty obvious from the beginning, but whatever. This was meant as like a trophy slash art room. I never did get around to filling it, but that's that room. And then again, we have our wanky living space. TV, bedroom, I believe there's a bathroom. Very see-through shower for the whole universe to see me washing my stuff. There's those little pillar pieces again, neatly decorated to give it kind of a power transfer thing. And then I just had this weird kind of floaty, spacey feature at the top of the tower. I got some floating, these don't move. I mean, the turrets swivel or whatever when they're set to auto, but I kind of had these as like a floating defense platform sort of thing, or a remote defense platform. And yeah, so that is my space station that I spent a lot of time on. Actually, if you come down here, you can see there's quite a bit of detail and lighting put in to give it some character. I was just kind of throwing random stuff on there and kind of giving it a little bit of symmetry to make it look almost like they're, I don't know, like they're an engine that keeps the space station in place in orbit or whatever. I don't know. Or it could be communications, it could be power transfer, it could be anything. It could be satellite television for all I care. But I just was trying to make it as interesting and detailed as possible. And yeah. And then, yeah, so that's something I built. And then if I go into here, into this blueprint factory, if I just click on all, there's all kinds of stuff. Some I've downloaded from other people and kind of modified to my own use. There's some I think these ones are, maybe not. A lot of these I think are pre-loaded into the game when you get it. But, yeah. So these are some of the... So this one is like somebody else built this. And do this. So that's a pretty cool design. I mean, sky's the limit when you're doing, I think structural integrity counts on bases down on like planets, but space bases and ships have no structural integrity that you have to worry about. So like if you took this thing down onto the planet and landed it, it would land and it wouldn't fall apart, even though it looks like it should. But anyways, yeah, there's some very cool shit, and it's a very cool building game. Like I said, the symmetry plane really helps with stuff like this. So you can get the, like I put it right in the middle, and then I sort of built each side out. So I only had to build kind of this section, and it automatically built these other 3 sections. And then once you get the bulk of it done, you turn the symmetry plane off, and then you can add asymmetrical details. So yeah, pretty cool game. You can travel to different planets, and there's all kinds of stuff going on. There's like lots of weapons and whatever you can get. I think if you go, is it here? Yeah, there's all kinds of guns and machine guns and lasers and rocket launchers. You can build, actually, let's do that. Let's go back over here. Let's get into my ship. Whoop. Touchy. So that's the white canvas planet from creative mode, but I'm gonna just head back down into planet here. I don't know. Yeah. So this scanner will scan for different resource deposits. And then, oh, I know what I should show you. A couple more things here. I think Let's go get a capital ship. Is it this one? Olive? Yeah. So this is a capital ship. It's a big hauling, it's meant for hauling. So what I'll do is I will land this thing. And then I will turn it off, or I'll leave it on, doesn't matter. So, big ship, but one thing that I really like is if I go, which one was it? Go to my harbor tank. Is it that guy? Maybe this, let's see. Yes. So, see these little docking pads? This is so cool. I think this is another really neat feature. So if I come over here and then I retract my weapon turrets, come over here, and I jump, and there's that locky button, and I turn this off. It is now attached to my capital ship, and I can take it wherever I want. It's so cool. I love it. So now if I take off in here, it's like attached. I can go over here. This thing's not very fast on the atmosphere. And then I land again. Land again. Cute. Turn that off. Exit. Do I have God mode? Yes, I do. Let's turn God mode off. Come down here. My ramp lowers. And there's my thingamajigger. Get in it if I can. Sometimes it's a little tricky. There we go. And then I turn this on. Drop down. And I'm free to do my thing. And what this thing is used for, if you're familiar with the game, is if I go up a little ways, aim down, and it is a miner. You just burrow your way down to wherever you need to. So I'm starting to collect some crushed stone there. You can see in the corner, which I pointed to because you can totally see my hands. It's great. Good thinking. But yeah. So there's all kinds of really awesome stuff you can do with this game. It's a little clunky at times. It's not the most polished game, but it's got a really nice building mechanic. And I love the fact that you can go into creative mode, go hog wild with whatever you want, and then as long as you collect enough resources in the main game, you can pop it, whatever you make, into the main game. I think that's very cool. More games need that. The symmetry plane is awesome for building large complex things, especially if you want a bit of symmetry to it. Yeah, so that is Empyrion Galactic Survival. That's about an hour of different things. Yeah. So again, it's on PC only, I think. I'm pretty sure that's the only place I've seen it. I got it off of Steam. I don't know if it's available on any other thing, but yeah, if you like survival crafting games and you like building your own vehicles and whatnot, it's a very cool game and I highly recommend it. It's not too like it doesn't require an ultra powerful computer to play. So yeah, if you guys are interested, check this game out. It is a lot of fun and it's got some really cool mechanics and the community is amazing. There's some, yeah. I wonder if I can just quickly go into Empyrion. So if you go to the community hub, or no, sorry, it's the workshop. So you can see most popular, like people are still going. So you just click on it, and I believe you just hit subscribe, and that automatically downloads that design into your library for you to use and modify as you see fit. But you can see, like, capital vessels, 43,000. Small vessel, 47. Hover vessels, bases. There's all kinds of just, like, look at this. Like, somebody went glowy, Tron looking thing. Pretty cool. And there's like lots of Star Wars stuff. Like, look at, holy moly. That's wild. Yeah. I haven't been on the community page in a long time, so there is lots of new things in here. That's cool. You can build underground bases, like you can excavate out underground and build in there. That's, I think it's easier to do in-game as opposed to using creative mode, but I think there's a way that if you spawn a base, there's a feature in there that you can click on, if I remember correctly, that excavates out. So if you sink it down into the ground and there's a level, it'll remove, I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, like, it's, the community is pretty unreal. Like, castle, little space hub thing, like, so cool. And then that's just page 1. And if you go most subscribed, these are the most, like, this carrier is pretty, sorry, my nose is itchy. It's pretty cool. A lot of it is multiplayer, so you can, like, if you have this, your buddies can land on it and do whatever. It's, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty cool game. But so yeah, hopefully that was interesting. If there's anybody out there who is into those kind of games, I definitely recommend this Empyrion game. It's very fun. The single player is enjoyable. I mean, there's some, it's not the most polished game. It's like No Man's Sky was very polished. Minecraft is obviously one of the most popular games in the entire universe. This game is not as popular or polished as either of those two, but it's fun. And I like the fact that you can design whatever you want. There's so many options, and you can go into creative mode, build whatever you need, and then bring it into the single player. I think that's a very cool feature. The symmetry plane is a powerful tool for these kind of games. And yeah, so that was Empyrion Galactic Survival. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And otherwise, I will see you in a couple weeks for another Crafter Day Saturday. Next up will be maybe one more Dragon Age video, and then starting Monday/Tuesday, Death Stranding 2. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks.